Welcome back to Contrast Studios Live. This is your host, Patrick Coyne, and I could not be more excited about who we have today. We have Heather, Renee, and Kelly. Would love for you guys to introduce yourselves, tell us what you do, and then we're going to get into some really fun conversation.
My name's Kelly Green, and I actually own a Pilates studio right up the street. And I think my favorite thing I do is I still think it's the best job is being a mom.
My name's Renee Marshall. I classify myself as a working mom, full-time mom, always, but work full-time as well. And favorite thing to do, I love, honestly, lately has been coming here. Not to sound cheese, but some people go to church, I go to Contrast.
Wow.
Whoa.
Put that on a t-shirt.
There you go.
We'll give you the credit for that too.
My name is Heather Smith, and I'm a stay-at-home mom, but very active otherwise. Love working out, playing tennis, all the things.
Well, first off, thank you for making time for us. Very excited to have you guys. We'll keep the same order, but just a couple questions for you. So first things first is, how long have you guys been a member at Contrast Studios, and how often do you use Contrast? How many times a week do you come?
So I think I saw the city of Montgomery promoted your business, and I think I might have walked in the door maybe on day 2. And I love it from the get-go. I had just finished something that I didn't think really worked, and I wanted to do the deep cold plunge. That's really why I came, not the sauna, but more the plunge. And I try to come 3 times a week.
Love it. Get your 57 and 11 in.
Absolutely believe in the protocol.
Yes, ma'am.
100%.
Love that.
So I drive by here all of the time. My kids go to Montgomery Elementary, and I actually saw your opening day and was like, what is that place? Why is it so busy? So I went home and Googled, and then followed this company on Instagram for a month. So about November was when I had my first experience. And I come at least 3 times a week, try to do for 4. Yeah.
Makes me happy.
So I am a founding member, joined in November, and I come well above the prescribed 57, 11. I just really love it. To me, it's like a daily reset. So it quickly became a daily routine for me. So I come as often as I can, typically Monday through Friday. If I'm lucky, I come on Saturday morning.
So you come up to 6 times a week?
Yeah.
That makes me so happy.
I love it.
I could ask so
To
many
me,
questions
it's a
now.
daily, it's like part of my routine.
Just like brushing your teeth.
Yeah.
You got to get in the cold tub
Yeah.
and the sauna.
Yeah.
Amazing.
It's true. Yeah.
So I think it's very important that we understand the benefits of Contrast, and we understand the benefits of the community behind Contrast. But the want and need to try something very difficult is very individual. It's very, very, very introspective. What is the reasoning behind why each one of you decided to walk in the doors? Like, yeah, it is beautiful. We have a great staff. We have amazing equipment. It's clean. I could brag about us all day. But it's a very introspective decision to make that choice. What brought you guys to that decision of trying Contrast? Because it's new. It's innovative. It's new.
So I think I decided to do this. I have been doing the same exercise routine for about 10 to 12 years. And I'm in mid-50s, and I just thought it's time to change it up a bit. And why not try something that's a little bit challenging mentally as well as physically? And the combination of the heat and the cold seemed very good for what I do for a living, and movement is very healing to me. So I believe strongly in just challenging yourself. And I tell everybody when I walk in, my kids don't believe I do it. And I'm like, no, I really do get in the tub. And I just find that it's something worth experimenting to see if you can go a little bit above your comfort zone.
Important, especially with as much as you move. How many classes do you teach a day?
I teach Pilates about 20 hours a week. Wow. So I'm moving every day, at least, like today was a 7-hour day. So I just got done teaching 7 hours. But I don't move 100% with each of the clients. I have to watch them. But the contrast has been very good for my body.
Thank you for sharing that.
So I came for my first try because it was free. I was like, Never done it, ever. Cold plunge, never. Love sauna. So I knew I could get through the heat, no problem.
How long have you been sauning?
Rarely, but when I do, I just find it very enjoyable, the heat. Like, my body loves heat. So, I don't know. I watched videos of other people and all this hype. So I was like, I'm just going to try it, step out of my comfort zone. And not only was the staff very helpful in stepping me through my first session, I left the tub and felt completely relaxed, like a relax that I've never felt before. That when I went to go share my experience with friends, I'd say, oh my God, it's like an instant Xanax. I'd come out, my heart rate was totally decreased. I could take a deep breath, which, you know, doing other kind of holistic things to try and calm myself, this was like the first thing that's actually taught me how to, you know, count my breaths, how to like relax myself in tense situations. And cold plunges have just taught me how to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. And some days it's really easy and some days are hard, but I work through both days, and it's a nice kind of mental calming that it's given me in my life. So,
Not to cut you off, but I think we have very similar reasons behind it. Do you find that you get more out of it on days that you don't want to do it?
oh yeah, like if I love the sauna, the cold plunge is like my mountain. So every time I come, it's like I kind of like tell myself I don't have to do it this time. Like no one will know. And I'll just wait here until my time's up. But I take, I stand in front of the tub, I take my deep breaths, and I go in, and I've never regretted. So it's the hard part of getting my feet in there, but once I'm in, I mean, I don't regret it at all, and I'm very grateful. I was going in the mornings. I've shifted to the evenings just because it helps me sleep. The infrared, the light therapy has helped me with seasonal effectiveness. So it hasn't been, I've noticed it, but it hasn't really affected me. And if it does, I just come here more often. I kind of up that. So, yeah.
That's awesome. So similar story, I would say very active lifestyle, been doing the same things for a long time. And not to say I'm old, but I'm getting older, and I started to realize like little aches and pains. So I was like starting to just be more intentional about stretching, considering adding a yoga practice weekly, really considering Pilates. Lower impact. I know, I'm so excited actually. Some lower impact things. So during that time, cold plunging became very popular on social media platforms, truthfully. So I started looking at that and realizing maybe something I would love to do. Searched it up near me, found you guys, and it's been amazing since. During that time, too, I was actively searching for a therapist. Couldn't find one I loved. Found Contrast, and it's like, I don't need a therapist. Contrast is my therapy. I really feel that way. It just puts me at a calmer baseline, and it's like my daily reset.
Yeah, I got a little frog in my throat for that, because the big reason that I don't know if you guys know my story or not, but the whole reason of the idea when I brought it to Chris to help me build the business and really be the engine behind it is I have been on anxiety and antidepressants and ADHD medicine since I was 9. I was one of the first real kids they put on Ritalin, Strattera, Vyvanse. I could go down a list. And I'm very, very hyperactive. I don't sit well. I work when I have free time because I'd rather work than sit still. And I felt completely numb. I tried every therapy session, psychotherapy. I've tried everything. I've had a therapist since I was 9. And the first time I ever got into a plunge is the first time I've ever released emotion. And men don't talk about that, let me be honest with you. My dad, different era. My friends, my mentors, it's not really spoken about. And I think it's very important that as men, you need a release that's not detrimental to your health. It's not deadlifting, it's not screaming and fighting, it's not grappling, which are all great external sources of stress. But I've been off anxiety and ADHD medicine for 7 months now since I started plunging. and I haven't been to a therapy session in over a year. Now, I'm not claiming that you yourself will reap the same benefits from this, but for me, from an owner's perspective, to see that you guys have the same heartfelt feelings from it, because it's so introspective and unique and independent, and that's why I think our private rooms are so important. I don't selfishly want to share that time with anybody. The only person I do share space with is my wife, or if I have a friend who's really struggling and needs a pick-me-up, let's go in there and let's talk it out. But that makes me really, really, really happy. So it leads me into the next conversation, which is the benefits, right? Like the benefits of contrast have outweighed the negatives and changed my life forever, and it will be a portion of my routine like you talked about. Sorry about this, Mike. A routine that you talked about, I'll get taller for the rest of my life. We could talk about the benefits, but what do you guys see as the biggest benefits that it could be one solid lifestyle change is enough to have a ripple effect down the chain and to change other things in your life. But what is, say, 1, 2, or 3, it could be one, that are the best benefits that you've seen?
I would have to say probably the most profound benefit you can almost feel instantly is more energy. So I typically come in the afternoon and I could close my eyes in the sauna and I rest. And then I used to have to kind of gear up to jump in the pool, in the tub. But now, and I would listen to a song that would help me. It was at least 3 minutes long, and now I don't listen to anything. I love the sounds that you have in the rooms, and the benefit too is you have to think clearer. So you're putting yourself in this cold water, and you're teaching yourself to stay calm and to take deep breaths. And I do percussive breathing all day long in my Pilates practice. This is a little different breath because you're overcoming that sensation. But then actually, I can submerge within seconds now, and I just think no matter what, whatever is inflamed is going down. So I do think my joints feel better. So that's another benefit, is just the increase in the energy, and my joints feel better. And I own a business. And so to be honest, your staff, they are delightful. You can tell when you walk into a business when people are happy to work, and every single one of them, not a single person is not friendly and helpful, and they have to guide a new person through that routine to get into the tub, to be able to breathe. And so bravo to what you're doing, because every single person likes being here, and it helps you feel comfortable trying something new.
Great. Shout out to our GM, Lindsay, who's done a great job developing our staff. One more question. What do you tell yourself in the plunge? I want everyone's response to that as well when we talk about the benefits. What is the one thought that gets you through that unbearable experience at
Well,
times?
now I think 3 minutes is almost too short for me. I'm like up to 3.5, and I almost did the advanced, like, I can do it. Because it is just 8 degrees colder, and I believe completely that it's mind over matter, 100%. So if you can help yourself calm down and believe, like, gosh, it's only 3 minutes, I can do anything for 3 minutes, and the benefits far outweigh the fear, then just do it. So I don't have to say anything anymore. I just kind of go in.
So my benefits are more mental and emotional. And I definitely do experience like the emotional release during the cold plunges. The sauna time is, I've fallen asleep. I meditate. I honestly, sometimes I'm a mom and it's like my only 30 minutes of alone time. And sometimes I've just gone in to like have a cry because and there's no one watching and there's no one to judge. Then the cold plunge for me is just relaxation, like pure relaxation. It's hard. The one thing I do tell myself is I can do hard things, and I repeat that a lot, and I've actually carried that outside of this building. So I've kind of taught myself, I do cold plunges. They're really challenging. Oh, this seems challenging. If I can do cold plunges, I can do other things. So it's nice to kind of take that lesson and apply it outside. There have been a lot more of those lessons, like mentally and emotionally, that I've taken out, but mainly the doing the hard things and noticing when I'm tensing now, because in the plunge, I like can tell right away. I'm like, okay, I have to sit back. I have to relax my shoulders. Your staff has taught me to get the water up to my neck to hit the vagus nerve for calm. I try most days to get there. But when I don't, I'm not hard on myself. I'll just like, okay, next time. I've had a personal record of being in for 7 minutes because I was just like feeling it. And I don't know what has changed since then, but it's been a little bit difficult getting back to that 7 minutes. I don't know if it's the weather outside. Sometimes for me, it's like hormonal. But yeah, I've done 7 minutes. And I was like so proud of myself and telling everybody. I don't submerge my head. I don't put my hands in. But it felt great. And I was like, oh, I'm just going to go with it and relax. And yeah, and super calm. Like the one thing is just, I think my family appreciates it. My therapist, I like say highly all the time, like I really feel like there's self-care, but this is just beyond that for me. Like I need it. I need to go. It's the 30 minutes I gift myself that day when I go.
I'm just thrust into testimonials, so it's a lot. It's amazing. The fact that our staff, the building, everyone from the marketing team to the people who come in and clean after we're gone, that has created a safe enough space for you to have that experience.
I'm very grateful.
I'm a happy man right now.
Yeah. So thank you.
Absolutely.
Man,
Yeah, right? That was
I have to come last every time. Shoot. So benefits. Physically, I absolutely can tell a difference in terms of like muscle recovery and whatnot. I completely agree, and as I've alluded to, for me it's more mental. The calm that I get, the reset that I get every day that I'm here, it's unmatched. I don't really have to tell myself anything anymore. I do 20 minutes in the sauna and 4 minutes in the tub every single time. I'm a person of habit, as I've alluded to. I used to do 3, and I jumped it up to 4, and it was a massive benefit to me. 3 minutes, I found myself kind of staring at the clock and thinking like, okay, another second gone, another second gone. When it was 4 minutes, it was long enough that I have to like settle in, close my eyes and let go. Yeah, and don't think. I don't have to think about anything. I do listen to the same song every time.
Can I ask what song?
It's Praying by Kesha. The
Love it.
lyrics are fire. So if you want to go home and listen to it, the lyrics really are.
Yeah.
So those 4 minutes, the song is 3 minutes and 50 seconds. So I listen to that. I get lost in the lyrics. They're amazing. And then I typically have about 15 to 17 minutes left after that, and then I'm out. So, yeah, amazing. So
I will try that song next time. I just
so
have to
good.
let everyone
Yeah.
watching this will have to try that song
yeah,
next time.
you'll have to try the song, and then you'll like randomly hear it out in life, and I'm like, oh, like it brings me back to contrast every single time, which is kind of amazing as well.
What
So-
brings me back, and it's an offset, what brings me back, if I smell Hotel Collection
Oh, yeah.
anywhere,
Oh,
I
for
literally am
sure.
like, I'm in contrast
Yeah.
right now.
100%.
It
Yeah.
is mom. I think it's so important, and my wife runs my life and my household in the most positive way, right? It's a female-driven household in my house, and I'd never think my wife gives herself enough time or credit on top of time. I don't want to say she does a bad job at it, but I think that we're creating a really strong group of women that are starting to take care of themselves outside of the house, and I think it's really important. So what would you guys tell your mom friends or your friends that are kind of neglecting their self-care because they're taking care of everyone else in the world besides themselves? And that's what I get on my mom about, my sister about, and my wife about, because I want them to take care of themselves, because without them our lives crumble really fast. And I guarantee you guys can attest to that at home. What would you tell your friends that haven't come to Contrast yet, what would you tell them about the experience and why do they need to get in here?
Well, first of all, I think the greatest compliment that you gave everybody is it's a free first session. So why not try it? Self-care is #1 priority in my life. So I learned a long time ago that if I don't take care of myself, then it's obvious to the clients, to my family. So I'm a huge advocate, and I would tell all my clients about this place because I've been doing it for over 3 months, and it's critical. Probably mostly because of the mental health and the increased energy for me, the better sleep. It will make your days go better, and you're around this community. So there is something to say about community. You see people coming in and out. You start to recognize the staff. There's something about community. So if you've built this, they will come. So I'm a huge proponent of taking care of yourself. And 30 minutes is not a lot. And it's amazing what 30 minutes can do.
And I think most importantly, you guys deserve it. And I think welcoming that energy and letting yourself realize you deserve it helps you relax a little more as well.
Well, and the aesthetics are beautiful. The decoration, the black wall, the little ducks sometimes floating in the tubs are hysterical. I used to listen to Pink. Try was the name of her
Okay.
song.
My mom loves that
and
song.
And that's what I had to get in. That's was I first started, and then I was so proud when I didn't need any music. But I look around, and it's peaceful. So it's a gift you give yourself. And if you can do it 7 days a week, by all means. I'm actually, after listening, I'm like, shame on me. I need to come more and then last in that tub a little bit longer, which
I
I'm totally
agree.
going to do.
I need to step it up to 4 minutes after hearing you.
That sounds wonderful.
Thank you. How about you?
The nice part are your hours. So the fact that you open so early for a woman who wants to do something before the kids are awake, it's perfect. And I've never had an issue with coming in early. And that's maybe for the first month. I was in here religiously at 5:30, home by 6:10. Don't live too far from here. Could get ready for the day and no one noticed. I was noticing I was super sleepy after lunchtime, and I was like, oh, this relaxes me too much. And so I shifted at night. But the 30 minutes, anything else for me was too much of a commitment, and I never stuck to it. I'm like, or I'd feel guilty for leaving and taking that time. But 30 minutes, no one notices I'm gone. I do my thing, and I come home, and I'm just calmer and happier for them. So that's my gift to them, if they can just give me the time, which they do. No one complains. My husband's super supportive. I've tried. I've gotten him in. I've gotten family members in, and they'll all do the first. Yeah. And then they're like, that was cool. And then they're like, but not for them. And I'm still trying to find my people you need to come. You need to join me. It makes me feel so calm. And they're like, I don't do cold. I'm like, I don't either. I never did. And honestly, I'm very stubborn. I'm not one to buy packages of things. And after my first session, I was like, I'm a member. Where do I sign? And I didn't even have to think about it. And I was like, I want to do this all of the time. And I was so proud of, it was the feeling really proud of myself for doing something hard and challenging.
You deserve it. I
Yeah.
said, you deserve to be proud of yourself.
Yeah,
You're
so-
kicking ass.
So I tell everybody, I shared it on Instagram, and someone actually thought that your room was like my basement. And I was like, no. I mean, I wish.
You got a
It's
nice
really
basement.
compliment, but no. Yeah, and so I share it with everybody. I'm the cold plunge person now. It's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would tell my friends to just try it. And I would urge them to try it more than once. The first time, it's a definite shock to your system, and it's scary, a little intimidating. The first time I remember getting in for a minute and a half and only to my waist, my arms were out, and it was oh my gosh, can I do that? And then the second time I was already down to my neck and feeling good. So I would just urge them to try. There is literally not a negative I can think of from walking in the door and being greeted by like 3 best friends, because that's how they treat you here. It's amazing. To the whole experience is just, there's just nothing negative. It's all just a really good experience and just has been really good for me. So why wouldn't I just scream it from the mountaintops, you know, to get them in?
If you guys ever wanted or needed part-time jobs, please let me know, because
Done.
you
Clearly,
guys
my
are
daughter told me to.
incredible. We don't have to talk anymore. I am very, very, very grateful that you guys shared space with me. I'm grateful that you guys told me your story. And I'm glad you guys know a little bit more about me to where you guys can see where this idea came from. And I did it from a place of not to gain monetary value. And it's great that we're a for-profit business, but I only create things that add value to people's lives and help people that need it. And that is my mission. That's why I'm on this earth. And you 3 guys reaffirmed that for me. So it gave me a lot more energy than a cold plunge. So thank you
Yeah.
so much.
Well, thank you.
Absolutely. You're welcome.